the professional golf landscape appears to be entering one of its most pivotal phases in recent history, as the PGA Tour prepares to make major financial and structural decisions while its primary rival, LIV Golf, faces mounting uncertainty tied to its funding future. What began as a high-stakes battle for player loyalty and global dominance is now evolving into a test of sustainability, long-term strategy, and financial discipline. Over the past few years, the PGA Tour has taken an aggressive approach to counter the rise of LIV Golf, which was heavily backed by Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund, PIF. In response to the threat, the tour significantly increased prize money, introduced elite, signature events, and restructured its competitive model to retain top talent. These efforts required substantial financial commitment, raising questions about whether such spending levels could be maintained long-term. Now, according to insights shared by Golf Channel insider Rex Hoggart, the PGA Tour remains confident in its financial strength. Sources close to its future competitions committee suggest that not only can the tour sustain its current prize purse levels, but it may even increase them depending on upcoming developments. These include potential adjustments to the tour schedule and, critically, the negotiation of new television and media rights deals expected within the next year. This confidence is not without foundation. Since 2023, when Commissioner Jay Monahan labeled LIV Golf an irrational threat, the PGA Tour has dramatically expanded its prize offerings. Signature events now boast purses of $20 million, a figure that has remained consistent through 2026. Meanwhile, flagship tournaments such as the Players' Championship offer $25 million, and the season-ending Tour Championship features a staggering $40 million payout. Altogether, total prize money for the season is projected to exceed $500 million. Backing this financial muscle is a $1.5 billion investment from the Strategic Sports Group, which has provided the tour with the resources needed to compete aggressively. This influx of capital has allowed the organization to stabilize its roster, retain marquee players, and reinforce its position as the dominant force in men's professional golf. However, the tour's strategy is not limited to financial incentives alone. Structural changes are also underway, with discussions centered around reshaping the competitive calendar. Recent developments suggest that the season could start later than usual, with the removal of traditional early-year events such as the Sentry and the Sony Open from the opening stretch. These adjustments signal a broader effort to streamline the schedule and enhance the overall product. Looking ahead, the PGA Tour is reportedly planning a comprehensive overhaul for the 2027 to 2028 seasons. Central to this vision is the creation of a first track consisting of approximately 21 to 26 high-profile events running from January through September. Within this framework, 16 signature events would feature consistent 120-player fields and maintain traditional 36-hole cuts, blending exclusivity with competitive integrity. In addition, the tour is exploring a two-tier system that incorporates promotion and relegation, a model more commonly associated with international sports leagues. This approach could introduce greater competitiveness and provide emerging players with clearer pathways to the top level. There is also a strong emphasis on targeting major U.S. markets, suggesting a strategic focus on maximizing audience engagement and commercial opportunities. A key moment in this ongoing evolution will come during the PGA Tour's Policy Board meeting scheduled for June 22. Brian Rowlap has committed to addressing the media immediately following the meeting at the Travelers Championship. He has promised to outline meaningful progress on the tour's future direction, with decisions shaped by input from players, sponsors, broadcasters, and other stakeholders. While the PGA Tour appears to be consolidating its position, LIV Golf is navigating a far more uncertain path. The announcement that the Public Investment Fund will withdraw its financial backing after 2026 has sent shockwaves through the golf world. Given that PIF has been the primary source of funding for LIV since its inception, this development raises serious questions about the league's long-term viability. In response, LIV Golf has begun seeking alternative investment partners, aiming to transition toward a franchise-based model supported by private capital. Gene Davis, chairman of the league's Independent Directors Committee, has framed this shift as an opportunity rather than a setback. He argues that LIV has demonstrated sufficient commercial momentum to attract serious investors and sustain growth beyond its initial funding phase. There are some encouraging signs. Reports indicate that LIV Golf's revenue is tracking approximately $100 million higher than the previous season. Major sponsors such as Rolex and HSBC remain committed, providing a degree of financial stability. Additionally, projections suggest that 10 of the league's 13 teams could achieve profitability in 2026, a milestone that would strengthen its appeal to potential investors. Despite these positive indicators, significant challenges remain. The absence of confirmed long-term funding commitments creates uncertainty not only for the league itself but also for its players. High-profile stars such as Bryson, DeChambeau and Rahm, who previously declined expedited pathways back to the PGA Tour, now face difficult decisions about their futures. Without the financial security previously guaranteed by PIF, their positions within LIV carry increased risk. This shifting dynamic highlights the broader implications of LIV Golf's situation. When the league first emerged, it disrupted the status quo by offering unprecedented financial incentives and challenging the PGA Tour's dominance. Now, with its funding model in flux, the balance of power may be shifting once again. For the PGA Tour, this represents a critical window of opportunity. With its rival weakened, the Tour has a chance to solidify its leadership position and implement long-term reforms without the same level of external pressure. However, this opportunity also comes with responsibility. The decisions made over the next 12 to 18 months will likely shape the future of professional golf for years to come. Maintaining high prize purses, securing lucrative media deals, and successfully executing structural changes will be essential to sustaining momentum. At the same time, the Tour must ensure that its growth strategy remains financially viable, avoiding the risk of overextension that could undermine its stability in the long run. Meanwhile, LIV Golf's ability to adapt will determine whether it can remain a meaningful competitor. Attracting new investors, proving the sustainability of its team-based format, and retaining top talent will be crucial steps in its evolution. Failure to address these challenges could result in a significant contraction, or even the eventual dissolution, of the league. Ultimately, the current moment represents a turning point for professional golf. The rivalry between the PGA Tour and LIV Golf has driven innovation, increased player earnings, and reshaped the sport's global landscape. Now, as financial realities come into sharper focus, the emphasis is shifting towards sustainability and strategic planning. The outcome of this transitional period will not only determine the fate of these two organizations but also influence the careers of players, the interests of sponsors, and the experience of fans worldwide. Whether the PGA Tour can capitalize on its position and whether LIV Golf can reinvent itself remain open questions, but the answers will define the next chapter of the sport.